only picture I've got of that's Uncle Larney's son. So it's my cousin.
Okay, okay.
Not very nice guy.
And they still have family around or not? Do you know?
Yeah, he has, yeah.
Okay.
But we never see them.
Never see them.
There's too much problems,
Distance. Okay.
He ended up. What happened was when Dad and this is a story. When Dad was looking after the hotel downstairs in the beer parlor and that, Granny had passed away, and that. So now Larney, his dad, and he's the same. This is the one that they talk about all the time.
Okay.
The one that still gives us trouble.
That's him, huh?
He doesn't give me trouble because I told him what I thought of him. But anyhow, what was I saying?
They took over the hotel, maybe. Is that what happened?
He took it. So one day, we didn't know this, but one day, like after Granny had passed away, and Larney was the one, his dad knew all about the business part. Dad was just working there because he was, drinking. So one day, Dad didn't even remember. He got him to sign a paper. And that's how he ended up with all the money.
Oh.
We didn't get any of it. And there's lots of it.
Oh, goodness.
But he hasn't had a happy life. I have, and so has Beryl, and so has Donna.
There you go.
So who cares about money? Money doesn't buy happiness. You got to know that. Sure, you buys food and stuff,
right?
But he is not very nice.
Greedy, maybe.
Well, Ellen will tell you that.
Yeah.
She's the one that's had all the problem with the
okay.
graveyard.
Oh.
And Beryl, and we settled in because I'm now the one, the oldest O'Hagan, that has the ruling over that stuff because that started many years ago, you see. Did you ever hear about that?
Well, I knew that it was in the family and that the plots went to whoever the eldest O'Hagan is gets to decide who gets the plots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm the oldest O'Hagan alive.
Okay.
And then Donna's the next one.
Oh, Donna's next even. Okay, so we got it covered. And then it's Ernie's son, maybe?
Maybe we'll sit down.
You want to sit back down?
But
Fred,
maybe,
then it'd be Fred.
I really don't care because he has not had a great time. He showed up for Beryl's funeral, and he showed up for Dick's funeral, and at Beryl's funeral, I was standing out waiting to go in after the coffin.
Yeah.
And he came in with his wife, and I looked at him, and I went...
Cousin Fred, huh?
Yeah, like that. He went... But he left. He was just coming. He just came to be nosy.
Yeah.
And when he saw so many people, he left because he thought, well, I can't fight these people.
Oh goodness.
He didn't even talk to anybody. He just came. He was just nosy.
Yeah.
He wanted to see, what was going on. And when he didn't go down to the...
Didn't go to the party or reception or anything.
No. And never went to the other one for Dick either. He came, but he didn't.
I don't even know who he is. Never even heard of him. Yeah.
Oh, well.
Interesting. Do you want to go off? Do you want to keep going?
He was two brothers. And this is another funny little story when I tell you. His dad, Uncle Larney, and he's a spitting image of him, and he has just got his temperament like you wouldn't believe. They just took over everything. The whole thing was just, he got everything. Well, Beryl, at that time, Dad had cancer of the lungs. Of course, he smoked too much and drank too much. Those two things are lethal. You don't smoke and you don't drink. Sure, you can have a little drink or something, but not to the extent that this went in. So, that it was Dad's fault that he was like that. I mean, that's, his life. So we couldn't do anything about it. Mom stuck by him. I'll tell you, she stuck by him. And then Dad got cancer, and then he got this letter that Larney was taking everything over, or whatever, and we didn't get anything. Auntie Babs didn't get anything. He took everything. And so Beryl said, at that time, Alfie, did you know Alf?
Yes.
Okay. Alf just became a lawyer.
Lawyer, right, yeah.
And Beryl and Dick went up to Mom. He was at home with Mom at the time before he died in the hospital, but before he went to the hospital, he was in the bed upstairs, and Dick and Beryl went upstairs and talked to Dad about this letter that he got, and so Beryl said, you should get Alf to, well, my thinking, he got the best lawyers in Vancouver, and they're a Jewish company, and I know what they're like. I mean, I know.
So that he would get his way.
He would get his way because
Yeah.
Alfie didn't. He was just a lawyer.
Yeah.
And these, you know, they had their end.
He wasn't cutthroat.
He never got a cent. Never got a cent. Never got a cent.
So does the family still own the hotel then?
Mm-hmm.
They still run Vancouver Hotel.
He does.
Fred does. Okay. I didn't know that either.
I just, you know, one of these days I'd like to go down there. They have a pub downstairs now. And it's funny, I had mentioned that to someone not too long ago, and they said, I've been in that pub many times. It's a really nice pub. I said, yeah. I said to Dawn, I said, you know, we should just go down and sit down and have something in the pub and see what it's like.
Yeah, let's go there for lunch today.
I'd send the bill up to them.
Yeah, we'll see.
No,
Bill
we're
goes
not
Uncle
like that. We're
Cousin
not
Fred.
from a family like that. You know. And, you know, I don't know what. Then I heard that he and his wife, this is his wife here.
Okay.
His wife.
Okay.
And he and his wife went on a trip somewhere and got in a really bad accident and have been really not well. So I don't know. I don't know anything else. I haven't seen them for years, except at Beryl's funeral.
I know, because Prohibition happened in Canada also, right? Was there a time when you couldn't go and drink booze?
That's a long.
That would be when maybe your grandfather was still running the pub.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, that was the same. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I don't know. That's the way earlier.
You would have been
Okay,
probably not
where
born
are you
yet.
at now?
All right, Leo.
What did my grandma do as a child?
Which grandma?
Beryl.
So Beryl.
Yeah.
So what were some things Beryl did as a child?
Well, Beryl was very smart. She was very smart at school. And she graduated, but she was married when she was 19, you know, to Dick.
Yeah.
And so when she finished school, she was like 16, going probably on 17 when she graduated from grade 12. She played the piano. Beryl, have you ever heard Beryl play?
Yeah.
Beryl could play the piano beautifully. She had a way of playing the piano that just, actually, we'd go to bed at night. She'd stay up later downstairs and play the piano.
Oh.
Just play the piano. We'd all just go to sleep and the piano play. Then she'd come up. We slept in the same bedroom. She'd come up bed and go to bed. But she had that. Auntie Babs played the piano too.
Okay.
And she was quite good. We didn't have a piano, so she had a piano and she stayed in the hotel.
Oh.
She had a suite there, and she had her piano. And she used to have, on Saturdays, I used to go downtown with Beryl and with Auntie Babs, and they wouldn't give Dad any money. This was in the, hard times.
Yeah.
These were tough. And so Auntie Babs would give Beryl get Beryl to play the piano and practice and talk to her about music and that, and that was great. And then she would make sure that she gave Beryl money to take home to Mom.
Oh.
They wouldn't give money to Dad because they were afraid he'd spend it on
Spend any drink? Yeah.
So
how did Auntie Babs make her money then? Just working at the hotel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She did okay, but she didn't marry.
Right.
Until about her mother was dead. And then she married a man, and her name was McGittigan.
Oh.
She married when she was like almost 60
Oh my gosh.
to this man that's called...
Because it seems like I remember Beryl saying something about Auntie Babs paid for your schooling. Did she pay for the Catholic schooling?
Yeah, because Mom didn't have the money, but she was good to Mom. She knew Mom. And Mom was really... I mean, I couldn't think of anybody that would ever take... She never was abused. Dad never hit her. Or there was no arguing. It was just the drinking.
Yeah.
And
which I would say not that uncommon probably either, really.
Well, no. And, in those days there was no AA and that kind of stuff. And the family didn't seem to try to help except for Auntie Babs. Like Larney, and nobody, they didn't see that was a sickness. It was something that,
So Auntie Babs looked out for you and...
Oh, yeah. She was great. She bought me my dress when I graduated. And I think she bought it she knew how to treat us. She was a wonderful person. She really was, when I think about it. She took a lot from her mother because she had to stay there and work in the hotel. She made beds. She did all sorts of things, you know. So, but yeah, it's been an interesting life. Interesting, don't you think?
Oh yeah.
I mean, and we all turned out okay.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
That's the part, and you know that goes to our mother, that whole thing.
What is the? Can I jump in? What do you think the biggest lesson is you learned from your mom?
Well, I guess I had a handicapped son.
Yeah.
I looked after him until he was 50, and he died.
Yeah.
And I mean, that was Mom. She looked after what her, you know, and I knew, people said, well, why don't you put him in trunk, you know, in a home? I said, why should I? He's here, you know. And so I just kept him home, and he went to school. They had a school in Richmond.
Yeah.
It was for the handicapped children. And they had a little, there were about maybe 20 children in that school at that time. And so they had kind of a PTA, we had a meeting every once in a while. So I ended up president of that association, and I ran that for quite a few years until Bruce we joined the Richmond Association to the Vancouver Association for Handicapped Children. In those days it was called for retarded children.
Right. Right.
That's what they used to call them. Now they call them handicapped, which is much better than
Yeah.
retarded.
Not quite so demeaning.
Yeah. So now it's the Vancouver Richmond Association for Handicapped. So at the time when I was president, we joined with the Vancouver Association because we didn't have enough people to get a lot of money from the government. So if we joined and had more within Vancouver, we would have more people.
Yeah. Yeah. So you could
chance
do
to
more. Yeah.
So they had workshops. So Bruce went to all the workshops and so I ended up on the board of directors in there, and I did that. So I enjoyed that. And Bruce, he was lots of fun. Bruce, he kept everybody happy. I think he kept everybody knowing that you know, you can do okay with a handicapped child, and they have their own way. He loved children. He loved babies. When Beryl had a baby, and I took him up to see the baby, and it's a picture on the fridge of me just looking at this baby, and he just loved looking at babies. He thought they were wonderful. And then when Beryl had the twins, we went up and he went, he didn't know that. He looked at these and he saw these two.
Oh.
He didn't know.
You could have two at a time. Oh, goodness.
He couldn't believe it. And Beryl laughed, and we just laughed so hard. It was so funny. He couldn't believe it. And Beryl never minded if he hit, Beryl, Donna said, oh, no, you can't. Beryl says, he's all right. Sit down, Bruce, and hold,
Oh, nice.
And Beryl just let him, and so... So what's the next question?
How are we doing?
All right. Did you have a nickname growing up, and how did you get it?
Oh, who gave you that question?
We met Auntie Ellen and John helped a little bit.
And do you know my nickname?
Coke.
Yeah.
And how'd you get Auntie Coke? Or were you Coke when you were a child? When did that start?
When Donna was born.
Oh, okay.
That's another story. I got Coke probably before Coca-Cola was named Coke. Because I got that when Donna was born. Well, not born, but when she came along, she couldn't say Corrine. And she drank Coke. So she decided she was going to call me Coke. So, because she had a hard time saying Corrine.
Yeah.
Corinne, actually, it's Corinne. It's not Corrine. It's Corinne because there's two N's.
Oh, okay.
And I think it sounds kind of stuffy. Corrine. But anyhow, so she started calling me Coke. Well, they started calling me Coke at school. And everybody called me Coke. And the nuns even called me Coke. And everybody asked me, is that your real name? I said, no, my sister couldn't say Corinne, so she had to say Coke, because Mother gave her Coke when she was like 2 years old, I think. Oh. She's had a lot of problems with that.
Oh,
Coca-Cola.
She still loves it?
Never drink it. Did you drink it?
Not very much.
Not much, yeah.
Stay as far away from that. She drank Coca-Cola all the time. She's had a lot of problems, you know.
Huh.
With a lot of serious problems.
Just addicted to it?
It just rots your insides.
Oh.
She has a bag, you know.
Oh, right.
And she has had a heart attack.
Yeah.
And she's 8 years younger than I am.
Yeah.
I've never touched Coke. I don't like Coke. I've never liked it. I get Coke.
Yeah. Do you like your nickname?
No, well, I mean, what do you do with a nickname? Besides the, Coke is the drugs and, they used to call it Coke.
It used to have cocaine in it, didn't it?
That's right.
Yeah.
I don't know. But we were in I forget where it was, Las Vegas or someplace, on a holiday or something, and we had to put our name on the thing. And this friend of ours, Ron, and he's a neighbor that lived across the street when we were kids, and my husband and I and Jim and this fellow went to school together. They didn't go to the Catholic school, but they went to Lord Byng. So they were friends. So we were in some place and we had to put the name. And Ron was standing behind me when I said, he said, just put Coke down. And the girl looked up, she said, I wouldn't put that down.
Oh, goodness.
So I had to give her my name.
Oh.
I said to Ron, did you have to say that?
Oh, funny.
What do you do?
Yeah. Oh, that was good. I didn't know that story. Oh, I'm learning so much today.
What were your schools like when you were growing up?
School? Do you know, I went to Our Lady of Perpetual Helps and went 12 years. Actually, we had the school when I started in grade 1 went to grade 8, and there's no high school. And so by the time I got to grade 8, were just starting to build the school. So grade 9, and there's only 6 when I graduated from there were 6 of us.
Oh, goodness.
6 girls
Oh.
in a class. 6 girls.
Didn't need very many teachers.
And so they took that class and another class, and we had our schooling in that grade in the convent where the nuns lived.
Oh, my God.
In the basement.
Well, where did Beryl go to high school? Did she go to a different school then?
When Beryl graduated from Our Lady's, she went to St. Patrick's
Okay, for high school.
for high school.
And you didn't. You went
No.
to the convent.
I went to the convent until the school. I don't know why. But the convent was, it was terrible.
Well, I suppose if they let you go to a different school, they figured you wouldn't come back. So if they keep you at the convent while the school's being finished, they figure you'd come back?
I don't know. Some of them
Yeah.
went to Lord Byng. you
Okay,
see.
okay.
A lot of them. It was really funny because I said to Mom, well, lots of my friends that were in school at Our Lady's went to there. Some of them went to where does Kathy work?
Oh, Little Flower.
Some of them went to Little Flower. Well, my folks couldn't afford a Little Flower, so that's fine. So I went, and there were only 6 or 7 of us that went and stayed there. And then that's when we my class was only 6. I'll show you a picture. 6 of us that graduated together.
Oh, goodness. So you ended up going, that when school was finished being built, you went back and then went to high school and graduated
Yeah.
from Our Lady's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And now it's a big school.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very big school. Yeah. Yeah. And it's a good school. I think it's been known as a good school.
That's right, where Grandma and Grandpa used to live, and then where the funerals were. The church there, we've gone to church there a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, Leo was baptized there.
Who?
Leo.
Yeah.
Oh,
We brought him up when he was a baby, and he was baptized.
Oh. They're listening to us.
You can sit and listen. It's fine.
That's okay.
I think we're getting down there.
Yeah. Maybe one more.
Maybe the one about Grandma and Grandpa, like how they met, 'cause I don't know if I know that
Where's the
story.
camera?
How did my grandma and grandpa meet?
How
Yeah.
did?
Dick and
Oh,
Beryl
Dick and
meet.
Beryl. Oh, okay. They met at like we had. Oh boy, what'd you call that? Oh darn it. Well, it was a CYO. Catholic
Okay.
Youth Organization.
Yes. Okay.
And they had meetings and dinner functions that they had that they went out on trips
Yeah,
or
social
whatever.
things. Yeah.
So it was a social thing. And Beryl was there. Beryl went there. And then she met Dick. That's how she met Dick, because he had just come back from the Navy.
Oh.
He was in the Navy.
Right.
And then he came back, and he met her there. And before you knew it, they were going together, and she was like 17 then. By the time she was 19, she was married.
Oh, goodness. Because I remember hearing a story about how she would sometimes go to the Clarks for lunch when she was in school, but she probably didn't know Dick then. Was she
I don't know
sent?
that story.
Oh, I remember hearing that something about when she was a child and it was time for lunch that the nuns would just say, "Oh, go to the Clarks, they'll feed you," and she'd go over there and eat.
We always went home for lunch.
Okay, I don't know.
Always. We walked all the way home and walked all the way back.
Okay.
There was no cafeteria in the school.
Right.
If you didn't take your lunch, and Mother said, you come home for lunch.
Yeah, she's
So
come
we
home
walked. I mean, we got our exercise walking back and forth, you know.
Right.
So,
Okay.
That was
Back to the
okay.
shack for lunch.
yeah. I don't know.
Well, the hotel is too far. You couldn't go there and eat, I suppose, right? That might have been a better lunch if you could have gotten to the Vancouver hotel, but that was much too far.
Oh, much too far. Yes, no, I couldn't afford it because we didn't have any money.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Okay, do you have any more you want to ask, or are you good?
I'm good.
You're good? Okay, well, thank you.
Do you think that's good?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's got lots to go
Well,
off
these
of.
pictures are funny.